G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be doing my tips for round 12 of the season. Can't believe we are round 12 already. Looking at the ladder, and Lang's once again just staying on top of the table there at 71. He's too clear. He is too good at the moment. I think I've lowered my colours a little bit. I think I got to about 14th or 13th, but yeah, back on 16th at the moment. So yeah, but it's got to turn at some stage. Got to turn. All right, let's have a look. So Thursday night we have Port Adelaide hosting Carlton. This one will be at Adelaide Oval. From memory, the Blues record here is terrible, and the only win that they've had at the Adelaide Oval was against Fremantle earlier in the season, which was under controversial circumstances. That's putting it pretty lightly. But I think, yeah, Port Adelaide, I'm going to tip those guys. Home ground advantage, I reckon they'll be in good stead to get the job done. They've been in pretty decent form, at least for the last 5 next to their name. And the Blues have been indifferent, sort of, in terms of their form. They'll be a good chance, clearly. But I think, Port will be a little bit too strong to get the job done. Then we go over to Marvel Stadium on the Friday night. Big game. We've got Collingwood hosting the Western Bulldogs. Marvel Stadium, so it's a big game here. Unusual that it's a Collingwood home game. But weirder things have happened. Pies, they had a draw with Freo, another draw for the Pies, and the Doggies just went down to the Swans by 14 points. Again, controversial circumstances surrounding that one. I'm going to go Collingwood. They haven't lost since round 2. They've had a couple of draws. The Doggies, obviously a couple of injuries there. Richards will be out. You expect Norton to be out for a few weeks. I don't know the exact fallout of that. I think that'll hurt them significantly, although they're playing a lot better footy. I think, the Pies seem to find a way, irrespective of injuries, to get the job done. I'll go those guys. But definitely a big, big chance for the Western Bulldogs to get the chocolates. Over to the MCG on the Saturday afternoon, we have Hawthorn, and they're hosting Adelaide. Hawthorn, what did they do? They had a good win over the Brisbane Lions. They're bunnies, I must say. Should have known that going into last week, but you live and learn. Then Adelaide, what did Adelaide get up to? A massive win over the West Coast Eagles at home. It's a real tough game. I think Adelaide, they push Collingwood all the way to the wire, and it doesn't always work this way. At the MCG, I think the Hawks aren't quite as good of a side as Collingwood. I think Adelaide are back on track to playing some better form. They've won 3 of their last 5, 3.5 out of 5, looking good. So are the Hawks, and they'll feel confident. I think Adelaide just a little bit more firepower, but we'll wait and see how that all pans out. The Hawks will probably win, then I'll finally tip them, and then they'll lose. So that'll be my luck. I've got to be more optimistic than that. Over to West Coast, and they are hosting St Kilda. This one will be at Optus. I feel like it was really interesting last year, where it was 8 points or something like that, and the Saints just won when everyone was smashing West Coast from pillar to post. I'm going to go the Eagles. They had a shocking defeat to the hands of Adelaide over in Adelaide Oval, but Saints' form has been pretty shaky at best and just can't seem to get the wins on the board. I think the Eagles' midfield is quite dynamic over there. They're building some good form over in the West, so I reckon they'll get the job done. Saturday night at the Cattery, Geelong hosting Richmond. Interesting odds. Gamble responsibly. Geelong lost 4 in a row in horrible form. Richmond probably, I don't know how many they've lost in a row. I know they've won 1 game, and I know they've lost 10 games, 1 and 10. Look, I'll tip Geelong. I'm not incredibly confident because the Tigers pushed the Bombers right to the wire, and we're playing pretty horrible football ourselves. I expect us to win, and I expect us not to lose 5 in a row. I think if we lose 5 in a row, that's I'm happy to call that season done for the Cats. Pretty unusual to say it's 7-5. But I'm already struggling to see how we could turn the season around. That's another story for another day. Over to Melbourne and Fremantle. This one will be at TIO Stadium up in the north. I reckon Melbourne will get the win here. What did they do? They had a good win over the Saints. Dockers drew with the Pies. I just think, Melbourne with their ball movement when they've got their game going, Gawn's up and about, I think they'll be able to get the job done. And I'm sure Freo will give them a red-hot crack, and I'm sure it'll be a defensive nightmare to watch. So, the conditions might make it interesting as well. Then we've got the final game of the round. Gold Coast hosting Essendon at HBS. Gold Coast seem to know to get the job done at home. Well, the punters are going more towards, Gold Coast in terms of punting, in terms of who's tipping who. I'm going to go Gold Coast. They seem to hardly ever lose at home. It's about the only place they can win. If they get better at winning away, then they'll be, looking for a spot in the finals. Can't win all of them at home. And can't only win at home. Need to win a few on the road to make it to the 8. Well, let's see what happens here. We've got Port Adelaide by 15. Collingwood to win. Adelaide, West Coast, Geelong, Melbourne, Gold Coast. Hopefully we can get a few right this round. We'll see what happens there. But any upsets I've gone the favourites in every single one of them. But it's hard to tell in terms of what people have picked and whatnot. All right, that's all from me, folks. I hope you enjoyed my picks for this week. Comment who you think is going to win this week. Join the tipping competition with the link in the description as well. If you want to get amongst the fun and games that is the tipping competition. All right, that's all from me, folks. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.